Hey everybody, and welcome back to Swift Guitar Lessons for another by request song tutorial. In today's session, I'm going to be breaking down Tom Petty's 1989 classic, I Won't Back Down. I'm going to take you through the chord progressions and the strumming patterns for the verse and chorus sections, then I'll break down guitarist Mike Campbell's slide guitar parts. I got all the tabs available for you as always at patreon.com/swiftlessons. You can support the channel there and gain access to a ton of specialized resources. Now, let's get started. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I won't back down. No, I won't back down. You could stand me up at the gates of hell, but I won't back down. No, I stand my ground, won't be turned around. And I keep this world from dragging me down. Gonna stand my ground, and I won't back down. Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out. Hey, I will stand my ground, and I won't back down. Well, I know what's right. I got just one life in a world that keeps on pushing me around. Well, I stand my ground, and I won't back down. Stand my ground, and I won't back down. Stand my ground, and I won't back down. Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out. Hey, I will stand my ground, and I won't back down. Okay, close look at the fretboard and also my pick in hand. We're getting started with our intro section. We're in standard tuning and the key of G. Throughout this lesson, we're going to be going back and forth between the rhythm parts and the lead parts section by section. So on the rhythm side of things, this intro has 3 chords. It's a simple progression that repeats twice through. It's going to be E minor for 2 beats, D major for 2 beats, and then the G major chord for 4 beats if you're playing it nice and straight. The one thing I want to mention though is that the D major chord gets cut short often. So it's going to sound like this. I'm going to demonstrate some strumming for you, then I'll break down how I'm doing it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so on the strumming side of things, that was just simple downstrokes with the palm mute, making sure that the soft part of my palm is just in front of the bridge. And basically what we're doing is just E minor chord, down, 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 down. The D major chord is going to get cut short, down, 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 G, coming in on the end, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and on that G major chord. You put all that together, we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a little bit faster. Alright, just like that. Okay, very good everybody. That's a strumming technique that you can use throughout the entire song. But before we move on to the lead guitar parts for that intro, I'm going to show you one other strumming option that you can use throughout the tune that's a little bit more opened up and you can use especially if you want to build up the energy in the tune. So this one's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so very simple. That was down, down, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And I'm going to play that for you very, very slow now. That way you can really see exactly how this strumming pattern is lining up with the chord changes. A 1, 2, 3, 4, E minor, D, G on the upstroke. Alright, for another strumming pattern you can use throughout the entire song. Okay, now moving into the lead guitar part for that intro section. In this lesson, I'm going to show you this intro part and then also that iconic guitar solo. These two guitar parts are with open G tuning. So that means that we're taking the low E string, dropping it down to D. We're going to take the A string, drop it down to G. The D string is left alone, just regular D. A regular G string. B string is untouched as well. But then that high E string, like the low E string, is dropped down to D. So D, G, D, G, B, and D. So these guitar parts are played using a slide. One thing that I recommend that if you're trying to learn a slide guitar part, especially if you're kind of a novice at this technique, is to learn it with your fingers first, then try to apply the slide. So that's exactly how I'm going to show you how to play these parts. So the intro section is going to sound like this. Okay, so very simple. We're going to have a B note on the 12th fret of the B string. We're going to slide up into that. And we're going to hold it out for 2.5 measures. It's going to be at the tail end of measure 3 that we're going to throw in just one little slide lick. So hold out that B note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Coming in right after beat number 3. So that little lick there, we're sliding from 12 down to 10. Then we're going to have 12, 12 on the G string 12th fret. So one more time. 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. And if you're using the slide, it's going to sound like this. Making sure that my slide goes right over the frets. I'm blocking all the strings I'm not using. And I'm even holding on to the high E string so that doesn't make some noise. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure I'm vibratoing, nice and even. And then doing that nice, quick, kind of snappy slide back. And when I get there, I'm going to put this pick back on the string. Then when I get to the 12th fret of the G string, one last detail. The first note is not going to be vibrato, it's going to be kind of short. But then the second note will be vibratoed. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3. Okay, great work everybody. You have that intro section down, both the rhythm and the lead guitar parts. Now we're jumping into the verse section. One thing I want you to know is that all the verses in this tune are going to be performed basically the exact same way. The only thing that's different is if you're going into a chorus, in which case there's going to be a little bit of an extension. So taking a look at verse number 1, we're going to have more of the same. That E minor, D, G major progression. Okay, syncopating it. Well, I won't back down. back down. And if you're following along using my chord sheet at patreon.com/swiftLessons, you see that now on line 3 of this verse, we're going to have a little bit of a change here. Replace that G chord for a C chord now. We're going to go, you could stand me up at the gates of hell, but and that's going to be played straight. None of that syncopation, real straight there. E minor, D, C. Then we're back to the same chord progression before, E minor, D, G. But I won't back down. So that's the entire verse there. Now, one thing I like to do sometimes is throw in some open strums on that E minor, D, C progression just to build the energy, then I'll drop it back down when I go back to progression number 1. So that would sound like this. You could stand me up at the gates of hell, but I won't back down. Just a hint there of how you could build the energy in the tune. Okay, very good. That was verse number 1. Now we're jumping into verse number 2. It's going to be the exact same thing, except this time around we're going to have an extension. So starting it off, no, I'll stand my ground. Just that E, D, G won't be turned around. And I'll keep this world from dragging me down. Gonna stand my ground. So that's all the same. Now here's where it gets a little different. Here's the extension. And I won't back down. That quick change, CG. So we're adding an extra line at the end of verse 2. It's going to be that same progression, E, D, G, D, G. So that last chord change there, it's going to be the G chord, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Alright, that's going to get you into the chorus. Okay, now jumping into your chorus section. I'm going to play this for you instrumentally, then I'll break it down. This is really the last part that you need to learn on the rhythm side of things. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so breaking that down, we have some very unorthodox changes coming in. Things are coming in on the upbeat, which gives it a rush but very dynamic feel. So remember, getting into the chorus, we have that G, C, G change coming out of the verse. The C chord comes back in and we have, hey baby, there ain't no easy way out. I think we can get up to that C chord. Okay, so I'm going to count this for you nice and slow. That way you can see exactly which chords are coming in on the upbeat. 1, 2, 3, C major. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Alright, once more. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So it's that G, D, G that's coming in on the upbeat there, okay? Most of you can probably just feel this out, but if you need to study it, that can be very, very helpful for building your rhythm. Okay, so that's the first set of changes there. Hey, baby. All right, now we're on to the next set of changes, still on line 1 of that first chorus. There ain't no easy way out. C, G. All right, let's get up to there now. So, the C chord, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and C, G. Very, very similar to what we just did. So, it's the C chord, a fast G chord change on the tail end of the word easy, then coming on the end, on the upbeat, the D major chord, 1 and 2 and C, G, gets you to line number 2. Alright, let's put that full line together now. 1, 2, 3, play along. C, getting into line number 2, it's going to be the exact same thing that you just played to start off the chorus. Alright then, thank God those crazy changes are over, we're back to the main progression. Stand my ground, and I won't back down, to finish up your chorus. Okay, on to verse number 3. That's going to be the exact same thing as verse number 2. Well, I know what's right, I got just one life, in a world that keeps on pushing me around. But I stand my ground, and I won't back down. Here we go. C, G gets you into chorus number 2, which is played the exact same way as chorus number 1. After that, we're going to have the guitar solo over the verse changes. Okay, great work everybody. You have the intro, the verse, and the chorus sections down. Now we're moving into the last thing that you really need to learn if you want to be a lead guitar player. This is going to be the guitar solo section. Again, I'm going to play it for you using just my pointer finger. Then I'm going to show you with the slide. It's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, breaking that down again, just using my pointer finger. This lead line is going to start on the 14th fret of the high E string. Sliding up into that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then a little slide lick there, going to the 12th fret of the G string. So, if you're playing with the slide, you might find that using a thicker string gives you a little bit more success, a little bit better tune. So, if this 14th fret is giving you a little trouble, if your action's a little too low for the slide, then try the 17th fret of the B string. Same exact note, right? So, or, regardless of which one you want to use, then we're going to slide from, I like to go from 13 down to 11 on the B string. Then go to that G string, 12th fret. Put all that together, we have. Okay, next, very easy line, very melodic. We're going from the 7th fret of the G string, sliding down to 4, then up to 9. Use the sustain to go up to 12 if you want to copy the original track. Live, he sometimes taps that note one more time, just so that way he can ride the tone up to the 12th fret. So. Now this note right here goes with the C chord coming in on that E minor, D, C change. So, one more time. Alright, then. A very, very simple line here. Next we have. Alright, so I slid from 10 up to 12 on the B string, high E string 12, back to the 10th fret of the B string. Alright, so far you have, getting started. Then just one last lick to finish up the solo. Okay, and onto your last lick. It's gonna sound like this. Real slow. So, slide from 2 up to 4 on the G string. Hit the high E string open, maybe a little bit of the B string. Then you're gonna slide from 2 up to 4 and then back. And pull off to the open string. Then we're going to do a slide away. 3rd fret of the A string, slide away to the open string, and then tap the open string again. If you're using your slide, it's going to be a little bit more fluent. If you're using your fingers, it's going to be kind of like 3 sliding down to 1. then hitting the open A string before the audience has any time to think about that first fret note there. Okay, so if you put that final lick together now, real slow, it sounds like this. At full speed. Okay, now implementing the slide. One of the best ways to get good at playing slide, just as a little tip, is to play along with tracks. See if you can tell when you're spot on and when you're a little out, when your vibrato is not timed correctly, or when your pitch is a little off. I suggest using a tuner on your headstock to see how far off your pitch is or how close it is to being spot on. Okay, so getting started, I'm gonna use that 17th fret to start off this solo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, great work everybody, you're ready to perform. Alright everyone, thanks so much for checking out this lesson on Tom Petty's I Won't Back Down, and thanks so much to my supporters at patreon.com/swifflessons. Hope you're enjoying the extra resources and the tabs for this lesson. I got many more videos coming up, so keep checking back, please subscribe, please share. This is Rob at Swift Guitar Lessons in Philadelphia, saying happy picking.